Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about correlative conjunctions, and specifically either or neither nor. This is a special kind of grammar that can put two sentences together when we want to show a choice or when we have no choices at all. Let's start off with an assignment. You will be required to hand this in first thing tomorrow. So the way this goes is I'm going to read 4 sentences and you are going to write them down exactly the same. So the first step is you need to prepare something, either a piece of paper or maybe a Word document to write on. Then I'm going to read the sentences. And you are not going to write, just relax and listen. The second time, you are going to take notes. You don't need to write exactly what I say when you take the notes. After that, I'm going to give you a little bit of time to write the sentences exactly the same as you heard it. So make sure you have a piece of paper ready, and we are going to begin. Either Bob writes this down, or I will fail him. Bob will either listen or fall asleep. Bob is neither smart nor good-looking. Neither Bob nor his friends can help him. Alright, now you are going to take notes. Just write down little bits of what I say. There are 4 sentences. Let's begin. Either Bob writes this down, or I will fail him. Bob will either listen or fall asleep. Bob is neither smart nor good-looking. Neither Bob nor his friends can help him. Now's your chance to write down the sentences exactly the same as you heard it. Take some time to do this. Do yourself a favor. Do it right. If you need to listen again, go ahead and do that. If you need a little bit more time to work, go ahead and press pause, as I'm going to show you the answers here in 1 second. Again, here are the answers. Be prepared to hand this tomorrow. Be prepared to hand this in tomorrow in class. If you made mistakes, that's just fine. I would like, however, for you to fix the mistakes now. Again, if you need some more time to go over the answers, please press pause. Let's go ahead and start the grammar lesson now. You've written a little bit of sentences, a few sentences, using either or, neither nor. Let's talk a little bit about when and how to use these structures. So, my first question, what can I do? I'm on a train. What are my choices? Well, I can sit there on the train and do nothing. I can get off the train. I can't do both. It's either one or the other. So let's start going about putting these 2 sentences together. The first thing we need to do is identify what is the same and what is different. So we can look at our two subjects. They are the same. We also look and then we have the same modal, can. Alright. We take a look at our verbs and they are both different verbs. So this is the first step, is to identify what is the same and what is different. What we can do from here is start putting it together. We need to get rid of our first period, and since our subject is the same, we can get rid of it. We have the same modal. Again, we can get rid of it. Here, we can start putting the two sentences together. So here is how it's going to look. Where our parts are different, we are going to add our conjunctions. Well, it's probably easier just to start with or. We usually can just put or right here. No problem. What's a little bit special about either or is we're adding emphasis. Let's add either. Now, where is it going to go? It's going to go right in front of our first verb. Now this is a very important feature of correlative conjunctions, that our conjunction must go in front of what is the same in our sentences. So one more time, we need to add either or, and we add it in front of what's the same. So let's talk a little bit more about the rule. We have our subject, we have a modal, we have our two conjunctions, and we have our two verbs. We have our verb and the rest of the phrase that goes behind it. Sit on the train, get off the train. But here is our basic rule. Again, we're putting emphasis on the choice of either sitting or getting off. Can't do both. Let's talk a little bit about neither nor now. I'm at my parents' house. What can't I do? Well, I can't walk around in my underwear. I can't play loud music. I have very conservative parents. Let's do the same thing we did before and figure out what's the same and what's different. Again, we have the same subject, we have the same modal, can't, and we have a different verb and the rest of the phrase that kind of goes with it. Verb, rest of our phrase. So let's take a look at this. It's a little bit different. Before we had can and now we have can't. Can't is a negative. Let's do the same thing we did before. Let's identify what's the same and what's different. Let's get rid of what's repeated. Let's get rid of our period. Now we're ready to put these two sentences together. So, let's start with what we know. For instance, we already know either or. So let's go ahead and put that in our spot, either or, right in front of our verbs. I can't walk, I can't play, I can't either walk or play. Now here's the situation. neither equals not and either together. So we know that I can't walk, I can't play. Both of those things are negative. So let's go ahead, add our little ends. I can't neither walk nor play. That's a lot of negatives. So we need to get rid of it. Our final sentence becomes, I can neither walk around in my underwear nor play loud music. So when you're using neither nor, remember that it already has not in the meaning. We don't need it in the sentence anymore. And one more time, here's our full sentence correct with neither in front of our first verb nor in front of our second. There is no negative around can. To sum up our rules here, there's many things you can do with correlative conjunctions. We can join sentences together. We can join subjects. We can join verbs like we did in our examples, or we can join different objects in a sentence. We'll be talking a little bit more about this as we continue. The key is that we have either or around the things that are different. We can do this for just adjectives or just adverbs. I can say, I either am smart or dumb when it comes to studying. Maybe an example. Neither nor is pretty much the same, except that neither also has not. So sometimes we need to look at our sentence and make sure that we don't have two negatives in it. So those are the grammar rules. Finally, why do I use either or, neither nor? Emphasis. It puts emphasis. It puts emphasis on choice, like either or. I can either do one thing or the other, not both. It puts emphasis on the lack of choice, as in I don't have a choice. I can neither do this nor that. Thank you guys for listening, and remember to turn in your dictogloss tomorrow to prove that you listened to this presentation. Thank you. See you later.